What's up, everybody? Scott Jansen here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my #1 7-figure coaching hack that you guys can implement into your business today. It's the same hack that I've been teaching hundreds of my multiple 6-figure hypnotherapists, coaches, RTT practitioners, and also NLPs to build their business literally from scratch, guys, to multiple 6 figures in less than 12 months. It's this same hack, guys, that allows me to optimize my productivity day in and day out. It also helps me plan out my viral marketing strategies in just minutes a day. On top of all, it allows me to see the cash flows in and out of my business and make major decisions and major moves in my business without costing me an arm and a leg. Now, all of this is done without worrying about Facebook ads, without worrying about funnels, giving away free sessions, giving free trials of a program, or any of the above. If you are in a coaching business or a hypnotherapy business and are struggling each day, wondering what you need to do, how to get your next client, knowing what your cash flows are, not being able to optimize your cash flow in and out of your business every single month, which is not allowing you to even get close to smashing your monthly income goals, this video is for you. And like I said, it really is my #1 7-figure company business hack that I apply in my company as of today. You see, I'm getting really excited about this, and I want to show you how to implement this into your business as of today. Now, guys, this doesn't matter if you're just starting in your business or you're looking to optimize, grow, and scale your business. This one thing will show you how to turn your business from the inside out, from top to bottom, from bottom to the top, how to reach your major income goals per month by just applying this one hack of today. And it is totally free for you to do, guys. So let's dive straight into the content. So guys, just before we jump into the video, I want to let everybody know that as a viewer of this video, we are going to give you a chance to book one of three strategy calls with me to take a deep dive into your marketing, to look at your cash flows, to look at where your goals are in your business, and ultimately optimize your business to grow it from where it is now to your first 10, 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 a month without worrying about ads and funnels and giving away free sessions and all of that stuff you're probably doing right now. This is your chance to book one of 3 strategy calls with myself. We'll spend about an hour together on the phone. In order to jump on one of these strategy calls, guys, just in the comment box below, I want you to write strategy, just in all capitals, and also give me the reason why you think you deserve to jump on a strategy call with me, what you want to get from the call, and ultimately what is your goal with your coaching and hypnotherapy business. And as I said before, guys, this doesn't matter if you're starting out. It doesn't matter whether you've been a veteran in the industry for a long time, you're looking to scale. This will be the most productive thing you do for your business, especially moving to 2020. So guys, just in the comment box below, in capital letters, just write the word strategy and why you think you should get one of these calls and what you want to get out of this call so we can get the most from our time together. So without further ado, guys, as promised, let's dive straight into the video and enjoy the content, guys. All right, guys. So what you can see in front of you is my calendar that I religiously use in my business. And I highly recommend, if you're not using some sort of scheduling software or a calendar software for your business, whether you're a coach or a hypnotherapist, I highly suggest that you use one, especially for the strategy that I'm going to be talking about today, which is understanding cash flow. So cash flow into your business and cash flow out of your business, and how we can utilize our calendar and the inputs from our calendar to generate more income into your business. And it all comes down to what I'm going to be talking about today. So the software that we use, it is a free software. It is called One Calendar. Now, I use a HP laptop. Most of our software is all HP. I believe, I would assume anyway, that there is a free version or some sort of scheduling software for like a Mac or any Apple products. But this is what we use. Now, like I said, it's just a free software. And basically the functions of this is to understand month by month, week by week, and day by day, the positive cash flow into my business and the negative cash flow out of my business. So what I mean first about positive and negative cash flow. Well, the goal of any business, guys, whether you're just seeing one client per week, you're making, just $1,000 a month, or you're working on a couple of $1,000s per week, or even 5, 10, 15, 20 and beyond per month, you have to understand the dynamics of how cash flow works into your business in a positive and a negative. So for any goal for any business, it is to grow. Now, the only two metrics that I look at in my business are cash flow in and cash flow out. I'm not concerned with likes, shares, positive, negative comments on any of my stuff. I'm always looking at those two metrics. The only metrics that really counts in any business is cash flow in and cash flow out. Cash flow in is obviously the positive cash, the value that I'm putting out there, and in return, the cash that I'm getting into my business that's accumulating over time. And the cash flow out is my day-to-day business costs. Now, we're in a really lucky situation. And again, this is something that we teach all of our students to do to grow our business organically. It means that I have on purposely designed my business to have extremely low business costs on purpose that have an extremely high revenue in my business. And I've designed my business this way, and that's why we teach our students to do this as well. And the way we do this is by what I'm going to talk about today. A goal for any business where you can is to always cut costs. There is something that I call looking for what is the giraffe. Every business has a giraffe. And basically a giraffe is where money is going out. It's like leaking out of your business you're spending money on something that is a giraffe that has no direct input to create positive cash flow in the business. So an example of this, when we're helping our therapists and coaches build their business, and in week 5 of our program, we talk about accounting and understanding cash flow and what, is to always look for the things in your life and your business that you can cut. I mean, from day to day when I'm speaking to therapists and coaches, their business costs is 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 50 times greater, and they're making 50 times less revenue than me because they're spending money on websites that have all this money and cash out of their business on funnels and Facebook ads that are not working. They don't understand the metrics of cash in and cash out of their business. They're spending money on too many VAs. They're going to events. They're hiring, event locations and catering and all of this sort of stuff. And there's so much expenditure on the business as a fixed business cost that is not accumulating to any positive cash flow. So these two things are joined together. They correlate off each other. If you're going to spend money in your business, it has to be only at the expense of bringing cash back into the business. And I'm going to talk about this too in a moment with this calendar. Now, when it comes to the terms of having an organic business, we don't spend a lot of money on ads. I have very little up costs for my business. I don't have a lot of staff. I generally do all this stuff for myself or have it automated to the extent of, just not having a high business cost, meaning that to run my business doesn't cost a lot. Okay, and I would estimate from the revenue and things we're making per month, let's say our average month is anywhere between about 40 and 60, maybe a little bit higher per month organically. My fixed business cost by having, the software that I use, probably the biggest cost is having an accountant and a bookkeeper for my business and a little bits of software that we use. It still only accumulates to probably about $2,000 per month. Now, I know there's coaches and therapists that are struggling to make $1,000 per month in their business, but their business costs are double what mine are. So there's some real true value in there. So when it comes to understanding your cash flow and a cash flow out, it is about knowing where this giraffe is and cutting it to look at and spot things in your business where money is going out, but in return, no money is coming back in. So anytime I'm spending in my business, it's only at the expense of knowing that it's going to create some sort of value in my market that is going to produce more money coming back in. I don't want to break even. So let's say, for example, let's say I was to run a Facebook ad. If I spent $1,000 one day on a Facebook ad, I don't want to break even and get $1,000 in return. I want to try and get $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, maybe $10,000 in return. However, if I'm spending money, let's say $500 a month on a funnel and a developer to keep an eye on that funnel, but month after month, I'm spending $500 in January, $500 in February, March, April, and May. And let's say that's cost me $2,500. And I've only made one sale coming in at the expense of, let's say, $500. So I've spent $2,500 and only $500 to come back in. This is the giraffe that I want to cut. So guys, the first thing we have to understand about cash in and cash out is to understand where your giraffe is and where you want to cut these things. Okay. So beyond that is now I want to talk about, well, how do we, Scott, bring money in? How do we increase our positive cash flow without having to spend any more to produce those results? Well, the way I also look at cash flow in and cash flow out, I also look at my time in this way. And in time, we have something called asymmetry. So what is asymmetry? Well, in every coaching and therapy business, you have to notice the patterns and understand which actions you are going to take, value-based actions you can take that is going to produce the biggest outcome that doesn't expend too much energy. So what do I mean by this? I know in my business, the asymmetrical moves that I can make, which means that I have to do very little heavy lifting and expend very little energy, that is going to produce a massive result in my business. So let me give you a clear example of this. I know in my business right now that if I do a Facebook Live, I'm going to have a better response to that Facebook Live that I can drive into getting someone into my program if I feel they're the right fit than jumping on stage. So when people say to me, Scott, why aren't you speaking on stage? You're missing out on all this income. Or why don't you go to events? Or why don't you go speak for a half day for free and do this stuff? It's because I know there's no asymmetry. It is easier for me to jump on a Facebook Live, even like to create a video like this and produce incredible, valuable content for you guys. And the only energy expenditure is right now I'm sitting in my seat. I have a microphone in front of me. The internet's on. I've got a light on and I'm just talking into a microphone. There's not a lot of energy expenditure. If, however, I go to an event, I now have to get ready for the event. I have to plan the event. I might have to create slides, which is going to take some time. I have to leave my house and drive in a car, and I have to drive to the event. I have to set up at the event. I have to organize my lunch and my break times at the event. I have to make sure people are showing at the event if it's my event. So now I have to market for that event. I have to find out what people want. And there's so much backwards asymmetry there, which means I'm going to put more energy into this action that is more likely going to produce less results. Okay, so we're always looking for asymmetry in our business. So guys, right now, and I'll show you what this looks like in calendar form. Right now, look at your business. Make a list. Look at your, if you're using a calendar, I want you to look at last week's calendar. And I want you to start looking for this asymmetry. Which actions did you take in that week or even in the past month that you know for a fact produced the biggest results for you? Remember, what is the only metrics we're looking for? Cash in. Okay? If you did some asymmetrical movement in your business that cost you a lot of energy, but also cost you a lot of money, and in return, you got nothing in return, that's the giraffe you want to cut. See how those things work together. So we want to start to notice the things in our business that work, the asymmetry, less effort for bigger results, and we want to start to double down on those things. And this is where our calendar comes in handy. This calendar right here, because I work for myself, I look at this as like my boss. This is the only person that I allow to run my life, so to speak. This calendar alone has been responsible for the success as a stop smoking therapist, moving into the mentoring position, and now into having an online program business. It's this calendar right here. And guys, think of the impact. I'm not even paying for this calendar because it's a free version because that's all I need. I'm sure if there was a paid version that was better than this, I'd use the paid version. But it's a free output. So it's a free cash out. So there's no cash going in or out. And it's producing the biggest results in my business. Now, it's hard to think from an asymmetrical point of view for me to say, you know what, Scott, you're saying that your calendar produces the most amount of money in your business? Absolutely. Because it's this thing right here that keeps me accountable. And it's this thing right here that I can spot my asymmetrical movements. Anytime you have to guess, let's say, for example, let me give you a clear example. Let's say it's the end of the month and you look back on your month and you think, shit, I didn't make any money. I spent a hell of a lot, but I didn't make any money. You now want to ask yourself the question, why? Why didn't you make any money? And if you have nothing to go back on and check and physically see, notice the patterns and look through a calendar like this, you are now at the mercy of guessing. And guessing gets us into all sorts of trouble. Because what will happen is you will correlate the lack of cash into your business by saying, well, the reason I didn't make money is because it's my niche. It's got to be my niche. Or it's the fact that I'm not certified in enough certifications yet. Oh, it's because I haven't done Masters NLP. It's because I didn't do enough timeline this month. That's the reason why. And anytime you're guessing for the cause and effect of a problem in your business, you're at the mercy of always getting it wrong. However, if we're using a calendar system or a scheduling system like this, which I'll break down in a moment how this actually works, pretty straightforward, I can now look. Let's say this was the entire week. Let's even get past a month. This is the week, and I look at the end of the week, which I always sum up my cash flow for every week and at the end of the month. And let's say from this week, I look over it and I say, well, wow, I only made $1,000 this week. What happened? Why did I only make $1,000 this week? Where did I go wrong? Because the previous week, I made $30,000 in 1 week. Why is this week only producing $1,000? What went wrong? So what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the $30,000 week and I'm going to find out, what did I do? I'm not guessing. I'm going to look at this and think, what did I do? And now I have something in front of me that plans out my entire schedule, and I know where I took action and where these asymmetrical actions began. So let's say, for example, this was my $30,000 week. But the week I've just had, it's now the end of the week, I only produced $1,000. And I align these, I can align these two calendars next to each other. Probably the one thing I'll notice was the input in processes, the input in the actions I took from the $30,000 week to the $1,000 week. Time by time, when I've had a bad week or a bad month, it's always come down to the bad week or the bad month is because I didn't take enough action. I didn't do the amount of inputs into my business in correlation to the week before where I had a massive week, meaning that I did less work in the low week and I did 10 times more work in the high week. And this is the one thing that always gets us. We seem to correlate the wrong ideas as to why we didn't make money, we didn't have any income coming in. And if we don't have a calendar or a schedule to tell us what we did, we're at the mercy of guessing, like I said. So let's imagine this was my $30,000 week, but in my $1,000 week, most of this was bare. It looks like I didn't do anything. I got lazy, I got complacent. That is always going to be the reason why I didn't make money. Okay? So let's go through this scheduling software. And guys, like I said, I highly recommend you grab some scheduling software, you get a free calendar, write it in the book, whatever you want to do, but keep yourself accountable. So I want to show you to the extremes. This is my week right now. So I'm recording this on Wednesday, the 22nd of January, as you can see up here. And this is what my week looked like. Okay. And it's a very, as far as cash flow, it's a very, cash positive week. It's mimicked last week and the week before. And what I'm trying to do each week and each month is trying to mimic my good months and my good weeks and discard the bad weeks and the bad months. Okay. So as you can see here, I schedule everything in, guys. Okay. I like scheduling. I like to know what I need to be doing in every part of the day. The only thing that changes in my calendar per day is when a strategy call gets booked, because that is one of the most important things that I'm doing. We have an automated webinar and funnel that produces income at very little expenditure, but also have strategy calls, which, I have to put the effort in to get on the call and speak to this person and see if they're going to be a good fit for my program. So I'm doing two things at once. Okay. That's the asymmetry we're looking at as well. So if I look at this right now, I can see that from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I have Sundays off. I know what I need to do each week. And I've set this up. So basically I'm doing the same thing at the same time every single week. The way I got to this pattern, guys, was I found my best months and I mimicked them. If I did a Facebook Live at this time on my best month, you better believe I'm going to do the same time Facebook Live the following week and the following week and the following week. I'm going to do it at the same time because it's been proven to be a positive cash flow, a positive in asymmetry as well. So let's go through this. So you're going to see a mixture of personal life, but also business life, because I think it's important to align up your business life with your personal life, and your business goals together so they can align and point in the right direction, which is towards success and happiness and whatnot. Okay. So for myself, I'm at the gym by 7 o'clock. I'm back by 8 o'clock having breakfast. I read through my goals and it's just, I have a Word document that I read that just has a list of things I want to, have by the end of the year or want to have, produced or attained by the end of the year. And the week is just keeping my mind focused. I'm not big on the whole affirmation thing and imagining and, visualization. That's not me. I just prefer to read it because I'm reminding myself of what I'm doing. I like to be reminded. That's the way I look at mindset. Just constantly reminding yourself of what you want. So breakfast and goals. By 9 a.m. is usually when I start to produce some sort of valuable content. Now, I want you guys to remember the word valuable. What's going to create more cash in your business is value. Where most coaches and therapists, what they're doing is when they're producing some sort of content, it's selling. It's trying to hassle people to buy, do my strategy call, book a session. We don't want to do this. I like the idea of giving way more free value than I do in return. Meaning that we use sometimes a call to action at the end of videos, but most of the time I don't. Hardly any time am I ever selling on a Facebook Live or on a video or something like this. I may produce like a call to action like, hey, go check out this free book. So I'm giving away something else for free of value. But it's never, hey, book this, buy this, I'm awesome, check this out. Because something weird happens, especially when it comes to marketing, is I found that people actually buy more when you hassle them less. And people always view you as the expert and buy under their own accord by making their own decision by just showing them constant value, incredible value. It's like people see so much of your value and think, well, I've got so much free, awesome stuff from this person. I just want to give them a thank you. I'm going to buy their program, or I'm going to book them in because I want to overcome my anxiety or something, because they've just given me so much free value. I know that whatever I'm going to pay for is just going to be 100 times better. That's the way that I start to view it. Okay. So 9 a.m., I produce on Facebook. I show like a testimonial or an announcement about business, about my niche. I'm showing some value. Then at 9:30, what I have here is what's called a CTA email. So what I'm trying to do with the first emails, I have an email list. It's not a massive list. And I'm sending out incredible value with some sort of call to action. So if I know I'm short on strategy calls per week, for the week, I might send an email with a quick call to action like, hey, book a call. Or, hey, go check out this other video. Or, hey, go download this free book. I'm just giving them an instruction of what I want them to do. So from there, I'll just skip this strategy call for now, and I'm going to show you how that works into the equation. 12 o'clock, I have my lunch. I read my goals again. 1 p.m., I'm posting on Facebook, sometimes LinkedIn. 2 p.m., I have a bit of a break. I go do 30 minutes with a cardio, go walk my dog, or just go for a stretch outside. Usually walking the dog is good enough cardio. 3 p.m. is another post. 4 p.m., I like to eat really, really early, as you can see, because I know the way that I feel having, food in my stomach when I go to bed. I sleep better, having more restful sleep, and I'm more alert the next day if I eat really early. So if you're thinking, geez, Scott, it's like a grandfather eating at 4 p.m., that just works for me. If I eat at 6 or 8, I struggle to sleep. I have digestive issues, all of this sort of stuff. I find that works best for me to eat really, really early and get it out of the way, okay? And this is just plain meals, guys. I'm not big on cooking these big extravagant meals every meal. It's really plain because it's just food in. It's just energy, and that's all I look at it as. So on a Monday, 6 p.m., I'm doing a Facebook Live, which is value. 7:30, around about 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'm reading my goals and I'm knocking off for the day. So usually I'm up from about 6:30 all the way through to about 9 o'clock when I'm finally going to sleep. My working time is about 9 a.m. to maybe about 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock most days. Okay. So that's the day. So what I want you to pull back on is, where does this strategy call lay in? So what happens each day is, as I'm producing value, I'm going to get some sort of response from that value, either from the email, from a Facebook Live, from the post that says, hey, Scott, I just checked out this. Can I book a call with you? So what will happen is throughout the day, I always have to be on alert and talking to people, either messenger or just looking at my calendar or my email. And if a strategy call gets booked in, bang, I put it straight in my calendar. So someone might respond to the email that I sent out saying, yeah, I really want to book a strategy call. They book a strategy call, but it's not booked until Friday. So I just write it in for Friday's day. Someone contacts me on PM on Facebook and says, I want to book a strategy call. I send them my calendar, and they might book it for that day within half an hour and fill out the survey. So bang, that goes there. So what will happen is sometimes these strategy calls will substitute what I have to do at these certain times. So if it comes at 1 o'clock when I'm supposed to do a post, I just push the post forward or backwards whenever I can do it. Strategy call takes preference, and then I make sure I double back and finish that action item there because I still want to produce value. Okay, so that's, you'll notice strategy call here, strategy call, strategy call, strategy call, strategy call. Where else we got? Strategy call on Saturday as well, strategy call. That looks like it for the week. I'm sure we'll have more coming in. It's only Wednesday. So you're probably thinking, well, Scott, how are we getting these strategy calls? Well, the asymmetry comes from The value I provide will produce strategy calls. Strategy calls produce income. Strategy calls produce inputs into the business and positive cash flow. Okay? If you're not creating valuable content, why would anyone want to book a call with you? Why would anyone want to buy your program if all you're doing to produce value is buy? It's not going to happen. So the two are correlated. The better the value, the more strategy calls I'm going to book. The more strategy calls I book alongside with our automated process, the better the cash flow for that week and that month is going to be. Do you guys see the correlation there? Value will equal income. Constant selling and nagging will piss people off and they won't want a bar of you. Okay, no matter how awesome you think your program is. So that's Monday, guys. So if I look across Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday, you notice something interesting? I get up at the same time every day and I do the same thing in the morning, go straight to the gym. It gets me started for the day, wakes me up. Some mornings I really don't feel like it, but it's part of my calendar, it's part of my schedule. I have to go and do it. Breakfast and goals happens at the same time every single day. Even on my day off on Sunday, I still like to stick to my routine. I'm just really not doing any work. All that changes is what is the value, the input that I'm going to do at certain times in the day. Okay, so 9 a.m. on Monday is a testimony announcement. Tuesday is another testimony or an announcement, but I'll also have the Facebook Live from Monday remaining on my page at the top of my page for Tuesday. So if I do it on a Monday, I know people on Tuesday are also going to see that as well. Okay. Post again happens at 1 p.m. Lunch goals 12 p.m. Cardio at 2 across the board. 3 p.m. is a post across the board. Dinner goals and so on. You can see a couple of strategy calls in there. So the first couple of days are pretty much similar. Wednesday, I'm creating a short Facebook Live because I've done a longer Facebook Live here. I allow this to stay on my personal page on Tuesday, so I try not to cover it up with too much other content. Then I'm doing another Facebook Live, and as I'm recording this, I've just actually finished that Facebook Live. Then what I'm doing now, what I'm about to do after this video, this was just a short interlude video because I really wanted to make this because it was important, is another source of revenue into my business and getting my value out there is using YouTube, because YouTube is an organic platform, something we teach all our students to do as well. So as you can see already, look how much work I've done so far. A whole bunch of posts and announcements, some more posts and announcements plus a Facebook Live. I'm letting my YouTube video go live. I create all my YouTube videos on the Saturday beforehand. So the Saturday before this week, I created 2 YouTube videos. I'm setting it, scheduling it to go live here and also to go live on Friday. So Wednesdays and Fridays, I let my YouTube videos go live. I don't make them on the day. I've actually made them on Saturday, the Saturday previously. So now I'm impacting Facebook positively with value. I'm now impacting YouTube positively. Okay, so that's live. I don't have to touch it. Okay, I have my lunch goals, my posts, my cardio posts, dinner, strategy call. There's no Facebook Live at nighttime. Thursday is pretty much the same as Monday. I had an email sent out on Monday. Now I'm going to send out another valuable email on Thursday in hopes that it might book the rest of the strategy calls out. It'll just provide some sort of incredible value and get people seeing my stuff. It might be an email me showing you the YouTube video. It might be an email showing the Facebook Live that I did, or just a really long blog post, something of a lot of value, not selling. I'm not saying buy this. No, I'm not selling. I know that as an aggregate, by showing value, a strategy call is going to get booked. Okay, it just happens. And that's my asymmetry. A lot easier for me to send an email and book up my entire week full of income-based strategy calls that are going to produce some income, than to go and stand on stage, go to an event, do all that sort of stuff. So easy for me to just send out an email. But I learned that with using the asymmetry process. Always looking for the easiest route to the biggest path. Okay, and the rest of the day remains the same. I do another Facebook Live on Thursday. This one usually gets substituted a lot because strategy calls just tend to land on Thursdays. But if I don't have strategy calls, bang, I'm going to produce another valuable Facebook Live. On Friday, I do another short Facebook Live. Okay, my next YouTube video, which is all automated, ready to go because I set it up on Saturday. Once I produced it, I just scheduled it in. Okay, the YouTube video goes live. Lunch, post, cardio, post, dinner, strategy call. Okay, read my goals 7:30. Saturday, wake up the same time. Another call to action email, which might be, hey, check out this video. So you can see I'm sending out a lot of emails. But in order to add value in the email, I would have had to do these inputs, which is the Facebook Lives and the YouTube videos. Saturday is really important because I want to make 2 new YouTube videos that I can optimize and get up on my channel and get more reach and more following on my social media. I make them on Saturday. I schedule them on Saturday, and then they'll be live. The scheduling system will make them live the following Wednesday, so next week's Wednesday, and also Friday. I don't have to touch them. I just have to make them and schedule them in. Once that's done, the rest of my day is pretty straightforward. It's pretty much the same. So guys, what's important here, like I said right at the start, is understanding what are you doing? What's the asymmetry activities that you are doing that are producing results? If you don't know what your best month was and what you did compared to this month where you've made no money, you're at the mercy of guessing. And it's just, for lack of better words, it's a loser's way to run a business. You know, you're going to lose in business if you can't track. We call these metrics. I know that if I have a great month, I'm just going to mimic that month for the next month and the next month. Nothing's going to change. It's like if you could imagine, let's say you're in your house. Just imagine this. Let's say you're in your house, and from the front door, you've got a pipe that leads out of your front door to somewhere far away. Every day, something happens with that pipe. That money is shot through that pipe into your house every single day. Let's say $1,000 every single day shoots through the pipe, through your front door, and lands in your hands the same time every single day without failure. Well, if you're smart in business, don't screw with that pipe. But if that pipe is not producing income, you have to come back to the days or the months where that pipe was producing income, and you have to fix it. You want to make that pipe the same way it was, the same angle, whatever you were doing or whatever was happening with that pipe at the time it was producing money. You want to make it the same for this month. If you don't know where that pipe was located, what angle it was at, what was going on with the pipe, maybe something changed. If you don't know what those things were and can't replicate it, you are now basing your business off of guessing. Like I said, not only don't screw with the pipe once it's working, but you have to be able to track what that pipe was doing at the time, what angle it was, where it was located. How come it was sending you money now, and why is it not sending you money right now? What's changed? And your calendar will show you what's changed. I can guarantee if I go back to my worst months in business, this would not be full. And I'm sitting here maybe thinking, well, why didn't I get any strategy calls? Well, what's the aggregate of getting strategy calls and people into your program? Value. Why was I not producing valuable content? Because I was being lazy, or I got swept away with shiny object syndrome and I went and spoke at an event, which got me nothing. It was just awesome to show how cool I was on stage and act like I was successful. But when I come to my bank account, I'm still in the minuses. So you have to look for these giraffes, guys, and cut them. You have to look for these asymmetrical moves. What are you doing right now that is costing you a lot of energy, a lot of time, and a big giraffe worth of money that is producing no inputs back into your business, and you must change it. If you have funnels in your business that are not producing any money, cut them. If you have stupid expenditure in your business that is not producing an income, cut them. Simplify, decomplexify, if that's even a word, your entire business, and get your business costs low, your energy expenditure low, and get those results to maintain a really high output. I know that if I had the choice to make more money by making less moves in my business, I would do it rather than making more moves just for the hell of it because I'm guessing to make less money. That's just simple maths. And the only way we can spot this stuff, guys, where the giraffe is, the only way we can spot value, that is, value creation, that is creating strategy calls and the positive moves in your business, is by having a schedule. If right now your week is making no money, but 2 weeks ago you were $10,000 for the week already, compare what was going on. What did you change? Is the pipe different? Why is the pipe different? What did you touch? And get it back to producing that $1,000 a day pipe that we talked about before. Get it back to replicate and mirror what was going on when business was good and now when business is bad. Don't leave it up to guess, guys. Get a schedule. Start scheduling everything you do in your business. If you schedule something in and you don't do it, delete it, because you don't want to forget 2 weeks from now and say, well, hang on, I did do value there. Why didn't it work? But really you didn't. You just forgot to delete it. So all of this stuff up until Wednesday, I have completed. Okay, completed. Okay, everything's been done so far. If I get to this strategy call and this person cancels, I'm going to delete this out of my schedule, because I don't want to look back next week and go, hang on, what happened here? I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing I did that strategy call. I'm pretty sure already I'm losing because I'm guessing. Why didn't I make any income? Why is my income lower? I did all these strategy calls when realistically, guys, they all canceled. I just didn't delete them. You want to have a clear representation of every action you completed and a clear representation of every action you didn't complete. When it comes down, the bottom line is this, guys. When business was good, find out what you were doing down to the last move, the last little thing, and then match what you're doing now and mirror when things were good. Don't guess when things were bad. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Like I said, this is a free scheduling software. We use one calendar. You can download it straight onto your laptop. I'm positive, like I said, like Apple or Macs have a scheduling software as well. But guys, follow the advice in this. Start thinking about your income into your business and your cash out. Find those giraffes, understand asymmetry, use your calendar to spot the dynamics of your business. Use your calendar to show where the pipe is and where the pipe isn't. So guys, that's all for me to now. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.